And the final thing I just wanted to talk to you about, and forgive perhaps a moment of self-indulgence, is that the 1st of October marks the beginning of Adoption Awareness Month. Um, and so for me, for us, October the 1st means something called Letterbox Day. So I thought I'd just tell you about it for a moment, about something that perhaps you don't know. And I know that a couple of you here might have already read something that I wrote about this. But as required by the court, under the adoption order that we have, every year we have to write a letter. It's called letterbox for each of our children. And these letters go first to the adoption service, and from there are passed on not only to birth parents, but also to any member of the birth family who might be interested. And in our case, it goes to grandparents, aunts, uncles, siblings, half-siblings, some in care, some adopted, some still in the birth families. This is something that all adopters have to do. Writing them is never easy. It's emotional work, looking back over the year and seeing how our children have grown, what they've achieved and what they've endured. The challenge is always balance, celebrating progress while protecting anonymity, offering warmth without suggesting intimacy, and avoiding a tone that's so detached it feels cold. Each time we know that letters' arrival may reopen wounds of loss for the birth family. The result is often something factual, hopefully friendly, but inevitably restrained. And with both of our children once old enough, we've invited them to read and edit the letters. And our son in particular has had some interesting responses to this. The first year, he cut almost everything out. He said, "I don't want them to know anything about me. They're not my family anymore." And after much debate, we reached a compromise, but the letter remained sparse. The next year, he took a different approach. He removed anything too personal, but added positive factual details. Being picked for the village football team, singing with the school choir at Christmas, being invited to birthday parties. It felt as though he wanted to prove he was thriving, successful and popular, even if he never said so outright. And later, when asked what he wanted to include, he typed a note of devastating simplicity. "I'm alive, I'm happy, I never want to write to you again, goodbye." He refused to share more. In his words, they'd harmed him. They didn't care about him, and he didn't care about them. He forbade us to write at all. But the adoption order leaves that decision with us until he turns 18. And after long discussions with the adoption team, we agreed on a pared-back letter, a basic list of the year's events, stripped of detail, which he declined even to review. And then last year, I had to write the most difficult letter of all because he's now 18. And so I had to write the final letter. And that in itself was really tricky because I knew that certainly for a number of years, I doubt very much that he will want to write any of the letters himself. And that's his choice. And there is a simple reason behind part of that choice. Because his anger is rooted in one devastating truth. His birth family have never once replied. And as a consequence of that, the memory box that we keep for the correspondence we receive on both children's behalf remains empty. And so our daughter's story is different. Letters have arrived for her, not only from birth parents, but also from wider family members. They are often written warmly, as though maintaining contact during a temporary separation. Yet the names and terms they use no longer carry any meaning for her. Megan was adopted much younger than Matthew. So she has little interest in or understanding of the correspondence, even though she's now a teenager. We keep letters and cards carefully in the memory box, saving them for the day she may want to know more. Whether the language will resonate with her then, I cannot say, but at least she will know that nothing was hidden. So we have two children with two very different journeys. Megan's memory box at least has some letters and cards. our son's remains empty, and he remains hurt and angry and unsurprised. We support him as best we can, without excuses and without denying the depth of his feelings. But that, at the crux of it, is the challenge that all of us as adoptive parents face. We can't make things better for the children that we adopt. We can help them understand. We can help them with their ongoing life choices, and we can help them as they become valued and productive members of society. But we can't change that past for them. And so I just wanted to say thank you to all of our adopters in Hampshire, because they do a fantastic job, and I know that they, and before them, are people who even, to my mind, are even more impressive, who are foster carers. And I know a number of you in this chamber have been foster carers over the years, and the work that you do to enable families like ours to come together and start successfully is incredible. So this Adoption Awareness Month, do please think of adopters. Perhaps look into it in a little bit more detail and think about those people who are adopted, who have adopted, or indeed the families who have given up their children for adoption, because it is an impact that runs through all of our lives. Mr. Chairman, that's the end of my update. Thank you so much.